I've arrived in Cappadocia. I've checked into my hotel, and now I'm meeting friends from the hostel in Antalya. They got here a few hours before me, and they're now renting a car, and they're going to pick me up, and we're going to go to the open air museum, which looks really interesting. It's like caves where the early Christians were hiding, trying to escape persecution. So it should be fun. And the place where I am now is called Görem. Görem is the town that's right in the centre of Cappadocia, which is where all the hotels are. Really nice from what I'm seeing so far. Fascinating place. Lots to do here. I'm just after catching my reflection. I got a Turkish haircut last night in the Turkish barbers, you know, and they're very famous, so everyone recommends it. I've had two now since I've been here, and both times I got butchered. So it's all flashy, they put fire and they singe all the hair and everything. They pluck your eyebrows and all this. They even give you a massage sometimes. But I can tell you now, the actual cut itself, nothing special. I'm walking around now looking like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. Look at me talking into my camera. There's me riot. I was complaining about my haircut last night. I'm complaining about Turkish barbers. Nice little motor.
You're going back, yeah?
Oh, here we go.
Let's go back to the hotel up this way and I can... Two kilometers.
First stop, Kaymakli, the underground city. We have the car, so we decided to go a bit further out when it's really hot, because apparently you go underground, it's not so hot, yeah? In the caves, it's meant to be cool down there. So as we entered the cave, there was a Turkish man waiting, saying he's a local tour guide. He was asking for 200 lira, which is 20 euros. We got him down to 150 lira, so 15 euros. And he's just explaining to us there that, see these holes in the ground? They were tombs, because well, the Christians were under persecution, they were being hunted. They couldn't go outside, and so they had to bury the bodies in the next room. So they mummified the bodies. He told us the whole process. It's quite long actually, so, and I've lost him, so I better go. Excuse me, guys. Yeah.
We are entering into the Christian church.
I went to church, say a few prayers. Wow.
This is underground Christian church from 8th century AD, next to the graveyard. Two holy places close to each other.
Yeah.
30 people capacity. Baptizing stone for baptizing Christian babies.
It took about 2 centuries to make these caves. 20 generations of people to actually make these caves. You can continue talking, I'm just saying stuff into the camera after, you know, don't mind me. And ventilation holes up here that have since been blocked off because the rain was coming down and damaging the volcanic rock. It's all volcanic. So going down a pretty small one now. This is really small.
Oh, I'm gonna get some video.
Oh! Mustafa, the tour guide, just belted down here. You didn't even see him, he just boom, disappeared down it. He's been playing here since he was a kid. He's actually from this area. So, as kids here, geez, it's getting smaller. As children in this area have always played in the caves.
Now we are on the third floor.
Third floor.
Underground third floor. Here they used to make wine.
Oh.
There are some places to keep grapes in straw baskets. Sometimes they spread over grapes. They squash the grapes by feet. Grape juice flows down through the hole, accumulated in the pot. They made wine. They store wine in wine cellars around here. 5 wine cellars here to store
They
wine.
really liked wine, didn't they?
Because in those days, no other drinks, no tea, no coffee,
Yeah.
no Coca-Cola, no vodka, no whiskey, no tequila. Vodka, wine,
So how many people would roll the stone to block
at
it?
least 5 strong soldiers.
5 strong soldiers would roll the stone and block the enemy
Using
as they
metal
were coming.
stick. Rolled stone here.
Yeah.
Block the peasant. When the
Using
danger
metal
finish, how
sticks.
they mold stone back to open. You
Okay.
stay here, they enter here. You see my hand. They push the stone down.
All right, they push it back there.
Good place.
Oh, so even with that wheel, it just looked like it was
After
blocked.
blocking the passage with the stone, people behind the stone, they camouflage stone with mud, same color like truck.
Brilliant.
If they ever
So an elevator shaft here
Elevator shaft.
that was used to transport objects, to transport water up and down, ventilation, and as an alarm when the
It is
when the
closed.
enemy were coming.
It's closed on the top. It's
closed on the top now.
Accidents, so children and animals.
Yeah,
don't
look
go
at that. Oh, how many meters?
In total, 100 meters.
100
From
meters.
this point,
Oh, yeah.
40 meters down, 60 meters.
Watch the speed of them. That's how you escape from enemies. It helps if you're 5'2". He's like a little elf running through them. Oh, Jesus Christ! Right, the Assyrians are coming. The Arabs are coming. The Mongolians are coming. All at the same time. There's Mustafa. There he is. You're fast. You're fast. The 5th floor now.
It was leading down out of 3 floors.
This would be a room for just for a couple. They reckon that had no kids. They had sheepskin
It was
blankets and
leading down to the other 3 floors.
like some babies in there. Then they move into a bigger room. Right.
After 10 meters, you know, the rest of the temple called lobster.
So these would fit 20-litre jars of wine. 9 of them. You see a crucifix on the wall over here.
Would they go up from underground?
You see that crucifix, but to be honest, anyone could have put that there. I could put a crucifix there right now.
About 500 meters long. Connected to the fields. Walking in 6 months.
So we're just leaving the lower class area and going to the middle class area. Also on the 5th floor, or you could say probably 4.5. I'm guessing they were all like family homes. Yeah. And then the holes in the ground were used for storage. And another thing, it's really cool in here. I wouldn't say cold, but it's cool. You're not warm.
This is living room of a middle class, one bigger, more comfortable than lower class. It was duplex one to economize the space. First floor, second floor.
Duplex for the middle class.
Grandmother. Those niches for hanging baby cradle, for hanging.
Ah, for the
second-
baby cradle. All right. Because the
family
parents were
had 2
sleeping
babies.
here, yeah. And the baby cradle was just above them.
And to put
Interesting.
this place to put wine jar. Here there was big water jar.
Oh, they
Families-
love the wine they did. Huh?
Families consume about 100 liters water, about 20 liters wine per week.
All right.
There were some responsible people.
Okay, I'd say there was some great parties down here.
Right, for family.
Aye.
2 days spent 20 hours.
So the Heatheps were the original residents of the caves who started to carve it out. And the
They were
Christians
known-
came much later and
You know,
really
archaeologists
expanded
wrote
it.
modern map.
Next stop, the kitchen, where they cooked for 5,000 people. Interesting, like it was a community, but it was still 3 levels, like it was upper class, middle class and lower class. The lower class had no skills, basically. The middle class were the farmers, the workers, and now to find out what the upper class were doing exactly. The brains, I suppose, the ideas, the
Communal kitchen for everybody.
planners.
5,000 people share this kitchen. There are many storage areas around kitchen to store dry food. drinks.
Wow, all the storage areas, all those holes.
Caves out.
So as we can see, so the cooking was done here and the oven, wood was put on the ground. You can see where the smoke came up and burned the rock.
Taking the smoke.
So when they were cooking here, they only cooked once a week at midnight when the enemy were asleep. And they'd share that food out over the next couple of days. And then the rest of the time, they'd eat dried fruit, as that would last. And you can see all the places where they hung up the dried fruit. Now, we're going to the upper class area. So this is a communication hall.
Hello, friends. How are you? Are you fine?
He's right there. I can see it right
Stay
there.
silent, be quiet. No danger, no enemies. Everything goes smoothly.
Okay.
Everything is perfect.
So we'll get back to our wine, yeah? Brilliant.
Yes, yes.
I like that, Mustafa, very nice. But they have these communication holes all throughout the caves. So we're in the living room of a rich family here, of the upper class.
They all sleep on the ground. They cover
Sleep on the ground.
with dried grass, sheep, chicken, goat, chicken, tomato. Blocking stone, 1,500 kilos big and heavy. 8 soldiers could lift it up, roll it over there. Block
8
it.
soldiers roll it over there.
Yeah, over there. block
Okay, to block it, yeah.
Wow.
There was about 100 soldiers working on the entrances and all the exits there. So now I'm in a single man's bedroom. So back in upper class single man's bedroom, I'm only one of those things. And yeah, he probably brought a few girls back, you know. Not a bad little crib.
Another
Yeah.
living room of another rich family.
Another rich family.
High ceiling, better architecture.
Who were the main
High
rich people
ceiling.
again? The rich people were the aristocrats, the monks, and who else?
You know, high upper class in
The upper
those
class.
days, aristocrats, nobles, administrators,
Administrators.
businessmen, and important
Businessmen. Okay,
Soldiers
okay.
were middle class.
Soldiers were
Another
middle
living room of
class,
Another
right.
rich family. 5 people.
This area is where they kept the animals, right at the entrance. Yeah. Sheep, goats, the whole.
As I mentioned, this is volcanic tufa. One man can dig out 2 cubic meters.
Okay, so that was interesting. There's a few things worth mentioning. They weren't constantly under attack. Your man trying to sell carpets. So it was only like every 10 or 20 years when there was a war going on, when they had. Ah, he's got you now. Yeah, so every 10 or 20 years, like there was a war, that's when they had to keep a lookout, you know. So they were being hunted at different times by the Assyrians, the Arabs, and the Mongolians. So, from the outside, you wouldn't even know there's anything there, look. So where to next? I'll see where they want to go.